Welcome to the Retail Insider Podcast. I'm your host, Craig Patterson, and we're joined here today with a special guest. This is Keren Halpern. She's Product Marketing Director for Retail at Priority Software. Welcome, Keren.
Great having you with me.
Tell me a bit about Priority Software and how it caters to small and medium-sized retailers.
So Priority is a provider for business software solutions. It's based on its award-winning ERP solution. Specifically for retail, the ERP was expanded with capabilities that are focused and dedicated for the retail market, meaning retail management, point of sales, commerce engine, and more. For mid-sized retailers, this is a great advantage because on one side, they can pick and choose whatever they want in terms of the solution. They don't have to take it all. They can choose based on their need. But on the other hand, because it's a single solution that caters to all of the retail needs, they don't need to worry as they want to expand the capabilities, as they want to grow. They don't need for additional integrations. Everything is centralized in a single platform.
Now, what are some of the most significant challenges that small and medium-sized retailers are facing in North America right now, particularly those with physical stores?
So if you think about it, there are several major challenges. One, the small and mid-sized retailers need to behave like the large ones. The environment is very, very competitive. The profit margins are very small, and they need to behave in the same way and to provide the same customer experience or a similar customer experience to win the customers. And on top of that, since in retail, the growth comes mostly from the online, they also need an online presence. Combining the online presence with the physical stores and the customer expectation means that one of the challenges is to provide a good omni-channel experience online and also a good experience when the consumer comes to the store itself.
You mentioned customer experience. Let's talk a bit about how retailers can stay ahead of some of the trends that we're seeing here and how Priority Software is helping retailers to meet customer expectations, basically.
We talked about the omni-channel, and customer expectation on that hand is the true omni-channel experience. And that means that they have a consistent experience across all of the touch points and personalization and the fact that the retailers know the customers across all of the channels. It also requires or the consumer expect that they are able to switch between the different channels as long as they want, right? Because if you think about it, today, some of the experience in the store is also using the digital channel. So for me, for example, I'm a Vivid shopper. When I go to a shop, I go in with my mobile app, I see what's online, and I purchase in the store. So it needs to have a seamless kind of switch and move between the different channels. On top of that, in the physical store, it needs to be modernized. If you think about the physical store today, the experience actually stayed more or less the same for the last 30, 40, 50 years. You go into the store, you walk around, you make your decision, and only at the end, you come to the counter. This experience is very traditional and hasn't changed, but there is a need for improvement, for digitalization, also in the physical store and not just online. If you think about Priority solution, it has the focus to provide exactly that. Why is that? Because when you manage everything from a single platform and you connect all of the channels to a single repository or to a single database, then you're able to provide exactly that, the omni-channel experience, both for the customer, but also for the operation of the store, of the online channels, and the centralization between all of them.
We're seeing now, that retail experience has been a bit more traditional, but digital solutions are helping retailers to improve the in-store experience or make it more dynamic.
If you think about it, what is happening to retailers, especially the medium-sized retailers? They've been growing. They've been investing a lot in the growth of the physical stores, but they haven't necessarily invested in the software or the solutions that manage the stores. And that's their main challenge. They are trying to keep their margins high. They're trying to keep their investments rather low. And because of that, they haven't invested in those solutions. They have disconnected systems. Because of that, they have disconnected processes from the operational side, but they also have disconnected experience from the customer side. And that is a challenge. Recently, we've completed implementation of a local retailer in Canada, where it's exactly that story. He grew from a single location to a chain. The retailer Countdown was struggling with the existing system because they were disconnected, able to connect between all of the locations and improve the customer experience. What we came in and did was exactly solve that problem, connect all of the stores together in a single platform that allows better management, better operation, and better customer experience.
And point of sale is important as well because technology has helped, various retailers, to enhance the in-store experience, but also, the point of sale experience is important. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
If you think about the point of sale solution, again, we're talking about traditional or the common point of sale solutions are physical point of sales that are on-prem implemented. There are a lot of new technologies that are coming in and improving and changing the way point of sales are performing. Instead of the ones that are physical in the store, you have the ones that are based on cloud solutions. That means that they are able to serve more than one location, more than one channel. And even in the same location, you can have multiple point of sales that are connected to each other because they are centrally managed through the cloud. It also means that the operation for all of them is easier because you need to configure everything only once, the catalog, the SKUs, the promotions. You can manage and visualize the inventory and access the information from one store to another through the point of sale. Everything is connected, and that's easy. From an operational side for the retailer, it also reduces a lot of the effort of managing the software itself, right? Because it's on the cloud. No need to manage the hardware, no need to manage the software itself, the upgrades of the software. There also is no need to manage the security. There are a lot of advantage to that with the new point of sales.
What do you see as the most critical components for retailers looking to integrate omni-channel successfully into their operations?
First, let's clarify what does it actually mean, omni-channel? Omni-channel actually means multiple locations, multiple channels within the locations, and a combination between physical location, online, and maybe marketplace or additional channels. This is the more expanded definition of omni-channel. And when you have all of those touch points, physical, digital, combination of all of them together, you need a single view in order to manage all of them, right? So I think the first and most critical aspect for creating a true omni-channel experience is having a single view of all of the information, of the customer information, of the inventory of information, of the promotions, of the loyalty program, everything in a single place. Once the view is created, then the next important aspect of creating an omni-channel experience is the ability to automate, right? Because since there are so many channels, customer experience can transfer between the different channels. The fulfillment, the orders, everything needs to be across all of the channels. Automation and defined process between all of those channels is very important. It means automation for replenishment, fulfillment, for inventory, and for forecasting, and also stocking, for operation in the store and between the different channels themselves.
Now, what are some of the biggest hurdles that retailers face when implementing an omni-channel strategy, and how can Priority software address these?
I think that's for a lot of the retailers, the first thing is, where the hell do they start, right? Because there are so many things that are missing for them. What is the priority? What is the roadmap for transforming or upgrading their systems to actually provide this Excel operation and Excel customer experience? So my recommendation is a gradual approach, right? But to look at the different components in a way that what is most effective. Then another question mark that a lot of retailers have is, how do we go? Do we go on-prem or cloud? Cloud is a highly recommended solution because of all the discussions that we talked about earlier, right? The cost of implementation, the cost of operation, the cost of upgrade, and so on. There is also a question regarding, do we go best of suite or best of breed, right? And there is a need to find a vendor and a solution that allows to do it in an effective way. Personally, we recommend less integrations, right? So best of suite in order to accommodate all of the needs and to provide a true omni-channel experience. Another concern that a lot of retailers have is around the change management, because a lot of times when implementing retail management solutions, there is a need for retailers to change the way they work. The alternative is to find a solution or a platform that actually can tailor itself to the existing way of work instead of the other way around. This is very important for retailers.
Let's talk a bit about operations management. What areas of operations management do you find retailers struggle with the most? What can be done to overcome those challenges?
We talked about growing retailers, right? That have more than one locations, that have multiple locations, that they have growing amount of channels, and the online is growing for them. I think one of the main challenges is understanding, first of all, looking at the inventory. Multiple locations means multiple places of inventory. How do you manage all of the inventory across the different locations in an effective way? How do you do replenishment for the customers across all of the channels? How do you manage the finance between the different locations, the vendor management, and last but not least, how do you manage all of the employees and all of the tasks across the different locations, the channels, and the fact that a lot of the activities need to transition between the different channels.
Now, many retailers rely on legacy systems. They can be costly to maintain and upgrade. Tell me a bit about how Priority Software approaches the challenge of transitioning retailers from legacy systems to modern digital solutions.
We try not to overwhelm the retailers. This is, I would say, a major guideline that we have. And on top of that, we understand the challenges. We've been working in retail for more than 30 years. Priority has more than 1,000 customers in the retail domain, and we understand what are the challenges. So we come not as a vendor, but as a partner that understands and is able to implement in a way that doesn't affect the day-to-day business of the retail in parallel. That means that our approach is gradual, trying to identify with the retailer what is the need and focus on the top and critical aspects and for implementation, and gradually growing. And it's kind of a journey, a transformation journey. We have very structured methodology of how to implement. We ask in a very clear way, what are the relevant focuses? We implement it according to our methodology, and we partner very closely with the retailer in order not to change the way he works, and we adjust our systems to their processes, to the retail processes. We talk about cloud because we believe that cloud is the way to move forward in this industry, like any other industry. We focus around the unified experience, around the interoperability between the different channels, and of course, simplify the operation through centralization and through automation. Let me give you a few examples for that as well. We have Ace Hardware, where we've implemented both the physical store and online. We have a few franchises such as Columbia, and Guess, where again, we implemented gradually, starting in some cases from the physical stores, in some cases from the online, and expanded to cover the entire system. From the front end, from the point of sales, all the way to the back end, to the finance, to the HR management to warehouse management, and all the systems gradually growing according to the need.
Now, can you tell me a bit about how Priority Software's ERP-backed solution ensures that retailers can scale their operations while keeping up with consumer expectations?
So I think the graduality or the implementing according to need is a key factor here with the architecture of the solution. So if you think about it, uh, everything centralized means that connecting new channels, expanding to new locations, growing in the amount of transactions that are processed by the system is made easier because there is a roadmap. There is a roadmap for the customer, for the retailer, and there is also a roadmap for our platform. We heavily invest in AI. We heavily invest in automation tools that simplify the operations for the retailers on one hand and ensure that there is a strong customer experience. And we constantly add new capabilities. For example, our recent addition is a new application that is very focused on business to employee engagement, a mobile solution in the store, allowing retailers to actually manage the team, the shop assistants in the store with tasks, with business process automation, with specific capabilities that are focused around the communication to the employee, not only at the point of sale.
Let's talk about customer experience. What future trends in retail customer experience do you think that retailers should be prepared for?
I think the major trend is around blending between the digital and physical channels. So we call it phygital, right? The ability to switch between all of the channels seamlessly, and that's a major focus. Another very important trend is how to improve the store experience, how to make the store a more connected store, moving away from the counter, and we call it the counter barrier, towards an immersive experience, not only online, but also in the store. But having that means that a lot of the systems and a lot of the capabilities in the store need to be connected between each other and to rely on a centralized repository for information to have an effective immersive experience. Another major trend is around BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store. It sounds very simple, but it requires the different channels and information about this, the retail inventory and processes to be actually connected. Another very strong trend that we see is that the focus for retailers is constantly moving towards marketing, how to reach new customers, and how to personalize the engagement with them. And that requires a lot of central information about the customers across the different channels and across the marketing. And that's, again, something that is critical. Hyper-personalization, it's another aspect of that. And we talked about empowering employees with B2E application. This is, again, something that is very critical in order to improve the operations for the retailer, especially since the margins are very limited and small.
Okay, tell me now, for retailers looking to adopt Priority Software solutions, do you have any advice that you can give them in terms of getting started and realizing value quickly?
So first of all, prioritize your need. Right? There are so many things that retailers need to fix, need to organize in order to improve the customer's experience and to focus on optimizing the operations, but you need to prioritize. So this is number one. And that's kind of very general. The second one is choose a solution that can grow with your future need, not what you need right now, but what you will need in the future, and that understands your need and that is a partner for you, that is not enforcing you to change, but can work with you and with your processes. A vendor that actually knows how to implement and doesn't rely on somebody else to implement that. And of course, a proven solution that you can see in the market that has success stories and has value.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been Keren Halpern. She's Product Marketing Director for Retail at Priority Software. Thank you so much for joining us, Keren.
Thank you.
And I'm Craig Patterson. I'm the founder and publisher of Retail Insider, as well as the host of the Retail Insider podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care and bye for now.